Okay,
And you're on.
okay. Call the meeting to order. Oconee County Rescue Squad Advisory Commission, September 22nd, 2022. Everyone's had a chance to look over the minutes from last month.
Make a motion we approve.
Okay,
Second.
okay, all in favor, right hand? All right, opposed? Okay, motion is carried. No public comments. We'll move right into Mike Carroll.
Good evening, everybody. Couple things we have. Volunteer incentive updates. All the rescue chiefs received an updated roster about a week and a half ago on where their members stand in accordance with their level of training, being up to date, their CPR, their physicals, and also their training hours. They've been working on updating that information. People who have not submitted some stuff or were behind in getting us their physical from their other agency they work with. So we're working on getting all that together. Anybody have any questions on that? Like I said, it's gonna take from the time of the 30th, well, through October for us to verify a lot of the information and update it before it goes out. EMR training, we had a big night live kickoff the other night for our whole class. Zach Smith's teaching it. We had a total of 17 and possibly 2 more starting that class. So it's a big class. Looking forward to working with them over the next month and a half. If anybody else has more, we got another class coming up first of the year. And also we have EMR refresher course starting the 1st of November. I have one right now in the books, but I'm gonna be getting with people who I see are coming up on their research dates at the beginning of the year to get them in this course now. Anybody have any questions? Run cards, dispatch had noted on a Rescue 5 box area that there was nobody in the backup after Med 24 and Rescue 5. And a lot of the new dispatchers were unaware of who would send next. So I worked with Chief Smith and we updated those. But going through some of those, there's some other rescue boxes that need to get updated. And we'll be getting with the chiefs on those. To make sure there is a backup unit. And it's probably gonna change some with Rescue 1, being added to a lot of those as backup. Just due to their size. Anybody have any questions on that? All right, moving right along. Last item, rescue commissioners. I got with Seneca Rescue 1 and Oakaway Rescue 3 for Region 1, and both of them have nominations are for Kelly McCormick, again, to be the voting for the representation for their region. I have not got anything from from Region 3 or 5 yet. But those elections will be held, their meetings coming up in October. Unless you have any questions, that's all I have.
I think the nominations are October. Elections in November.
No, nominations are already supposed to be going on.
So, you look back at the ordinance.
Okay.
Well, Steve, if you look at I know what probably the ordinance may say, but when we need to vote on this before the year and the squads are having their meetings on Thanksgiving and canceling them, or on Christmas and canceling them, we have to get it done as soon as possible. That's what I ran into last year.
Why don't we remind the squads that that's something that needs to be done no matter what their schedule is. It's their responsibility.
I'll look it up. Make sure we're
Prine, you have the floor.
So I just wanted to emphasize the incentive, we want to make sure we get people their money in a timely fashion. And so please, we will get information out to you, with those that are eligible. And if there's something wrong, number one, we're not perfect, but bad data gets bad data out. So, that's why as soon as we hit that deadline, we're gonna try to push that out. You've already gotten it. We can change that now. If you already know something is wrong, we don't have to wait until after we make the next change so that they can be corrected at that point. And we do know, that the way you pull it, how you pull it, we need to pull it a certain way to get the right, people in and all that too, when it comes to the expiration dates and stuff too. So, emphasize getting it in early so that we get the incentive out. Every year, we want to try to get it out, and it goes from the first part of November to end of December to, and we really want to try to get this out, especially, with the economy and everything, to make sure people get their money early, to spend it appropriately for them where they need it. So please make sure that they know, our goal is to get that out in a relatively quick fashion, but if we have bad data, we don't get, the people don't get their money. So, when we send that information out, scrub that for your members, go through your roster, check who isn't, and then we'll find out why each one of those people are not eligible. If it was, they didn't have a physical, yes, they did, well then let's get their paperwork corrected. Whatever that means may be, as we go through checking that off. Because we haven't added anything. It's the same as it's been, except for hours on the rescue squad actually, which you get the same hours as the fire department. So, so please help us make sure we get that done. That's all I got.
Okay. Region 1, Kelly.
Spoke with Chief Fuller today and Rescue 3. Trucks are good. They did express some concern about lack of detail in the active 911, which I think they've talked to you about and you've worked through it. They're expressed that they're looking for more volunteers. I think that's consistent. We are. We love new people. So as far as Rescue 3, that's all I have for Rescue 3. Rescue 1, we're still working through some truck issues. We picked up the one that had been at the dealership for a few months. We picked it up yesterday. Drove it yesterday and today. It was doing great until I got to Walhalla and it threw another fault code, but I think it's something simple. Which I hope it is, because the other one, the one I've been driving for a while, is starting to have some mechanical issues too. So we're going to work through that next week. Nothing catastrophic. I think it's either a timing chain or an exhaust leak. But we've got dive gear on 3 trucks now. I'm doing some training tomorrow. I got 3 in EMR that just started. We're excited about that. And this Saturday we're helping out in Newry, Public Safety Day or small smoke detector blitz. And that afternoon we're helping out Collins Children's Home with their barbecue. We got some volunteers who are serving food over there for them. So I think things are good. That's all I have.
Kelly?
Yes, sir.
If you could make sure the members have the rapid entry training,
Yeah.
because I know your divers did, but we can do tender training too.
Okay.
So anyone that shows up with that truck, if a diver shows up, you have the 2 people that's required. So if I need to come down there, or anybody, can do, I'm not the only one that can do that, has to do that. We want to make sure that, because especially since you put those on the truck, which was great, that we make sure the members have the training that they need because they're on your truck.
How long is that training good for?
Good, we do it every year. should have you should have the, for your divers to in water every year, and for the tenders, the refresher of the skills to tend every year.
Okay. Tammy,
Okay. We have two new people in the EMR class that just started. No truck issues that I'm aware of. Concern, of course, still about the continued delay between dispatches and getting dispatched to things. Actually had a situation the other day where we weren't dispatched to a chest pain call, but it ended up when the EMS supervisor asked if responders were en route. He was told that they were told if the caller said that if we went, he would make us leave. And that's why we weren't sent. So we had a discussion in our squad about making sure that, if we weren't told, don't just go jump and run because you might be putting yourself in harm's way. So sometimes we have to rely on the dispatcher to know what's going on, and maybe we don't. So we just had a discussion about that and being careful. Again, the fundraiser on October 22nd, we were raising money for the activity we do for children in the community. And that'll be we'll start serving barbecue at 4:30, and the live band starts playing probably around 5 for 2 or 3 hours. So encourage everybody to come out to that and get some good barbecue and dance and have fun.
Can you send us something on that? Can you send us
Yes,
something?
as soon as we get a flyer done, I'm gonna send it out. I touched base with Chief Wilbanks at Mountain Rest, but I've got nothing back from him, so I don't have anything for them. That's all I have.
okay, Michael.
Spoke briefly with, Mr. Harper from Rescue 4 Chief. They are, still in need of a vehicle, which y'all are aware of, but he was just wanting me to remind that he's in need of a vehicle. They're trying to cover calls that they can cover when they have availability. As far as Rescue 5, we're trying to cover what we can when we have availability. Steve went up to the Apple Festival, set up a booth, offered free blood pressures, tried to recruit some people to join the squad. I think he recruited some for somebody else's squad, but not ours.
For Tammy, she doesn't know it yet.
So, but, anyway, the only thing I'll say is that, like with Tammy's festival, that's, for them, but if you're having a festival or like the event you guys had the other day, if we can publicize that to our organizations so that we can try to set up a booth, a table, we're all struggling for volunteers to see if we can draw some interest for those things. Probably a good public outlet to do that. Outside of that, that's all I got.
Okay. Erica's not here, and Region 5. Typical summer. We're busy. Public's out there doing dumb things. We need more people that will respond to calls. Scott, am I correct in saying that it's okay to get rid of members who aren't going to calls?
If they're not being effective for your squad and they're not, meeting whatever the squad standard sets, it is okay. I mean, we don't set that for each squad.
Okay, well, we certainly don't want to do it, but the resources are being taken up by people that don't contribute to the purpose of the squad. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Mike?
If I could say one more thing. Red Cross was looking for some Salvation Army.
Yes, Salvation Army.
Salvation Army. was looking for some volunteers. They're really hurting on bell ringers this year. Anybody interested, get it out to your squads, interested in being a bell ringer for the Salvation Army during holiday season. I'm not sure when they're starting, if it's right after Thanksgiving or to Christmas, but get with us and we'll get you in contact with the Salvation Army.
We were discussing as emergency services as a whole would take like 2 days. And with all the squads do a sign up and say, hey, can your squad do 2 hours this day? And then if we did that across, we can cover it with 2 people from each squad and cover the whole thing and cover 2 days for them. That's 2 more days that she doesn't have to worry about. We're all in the same boat at the same time. And we might, you talked about recruitment. We could, it shows we're there and if someone talks to you, you can always say, hey, come be a part of us. So, so we're gonna kind of move forward with that, trying to see what we can do.
Sounds good. Okay. Anyone have anything else? Mike? You all good? No?
I think it's all.
Okay. Tammy? Okay. Mike, you got anything else? Scott? Okay. Will? We have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay. Second? Okay. All in favor, right hand? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.